big city where you can go to a lot of places, like how to say, famous restaurants, some or our version of the Hall of Fame or Wall of the Fame, house museums, and maybe some history, culture
Oh,
history.
some cultural history. Okay, yes. A lot of places to visit, right, in a mega city. Thank you so much, Aaron. And then Daniela,
A city with a lot of people.
a lot of people, right? Okay, excellent job, guys. Great, great job. So, a mega city, basically, it's a very, very large city that extends over a large area or even a smaller, but depending, right? And it has a population of more than 10 million. That's a lot of people living in a city, right? So we could say that it's just this very, very large area and that it has more than 10 million people in there. Any examples? Any place, any city that all around the world that you can think of? Ismael.
Like New York City.
Yes, New York City is one, right? It has a lot of people. We can see that. I haven't visited, but I've seen it in the movies. Omar?
Also, Chicago.
Okay, they say that Chicago also has a lot of people. All right, Samuel.
The Mexico City.
Mexico City, right? We have our huge Mexico City here. Thank you. Daniela.
Tokyo.
Tokyo, right? Yes, that's so true. It is full of people. And Armando.
Maybe Moscow.
Moscow, right? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Excellent job, guys, identifying. Here they kind of give us this information. Tokyo, Mumbai, London, Paris. We have our Mexico City that couldn't miss, and then LA, Moscow, New York, etc. So we have many, many mega cities all around the world. I'm sorry. South Korea, okay. So also, whenever we have this huge mega city, obviously, because there's a lot of people in a very large area, what kind of problems can we encounter? What problems can we encounter in a mega city? Think about the problems. Even in here in our city, even though Juarez it's not that big, we still have some problems. Omar.
The traffic.
Traffic, right? Especially with that Bravo bus. I don't know, it's driving us crazy. David Navarrete.
Problems with the trash.
Problems with the trash, right? And especially when PASA was not going to pick up the trash from the city. I remember this time that they stopped going around the places and there was a lot of garbage, a lot of trash everywhere. I mean, it was a mess. So yes, Ismael.
Overpopulated and so too much people.
Yes, maybe the overpopulation, very crowded, I would say. Um, but I think of India and I feel like in India there's a lot of this problem going on. People live very close to each other. They don't have like we here in Juarez, we know that we live in our houses, we have our backyard, we have our own space, right? But I've seen that in India. I won't say that everywhere in India, but I've seen how there's a lot of buildings, but because people live in those buildings, they're only apartments and no one has necessarily like their own space. So, yes, definitely. All right, guys. With that being said, what is going to be the topic of today? What are we going to be talking about? Ismael,
Megacities.
about mega cities, right? Yes. Thank you. And more specific about the urban problems. Okay. This is going to be part of our unit 6.1. So let's get started. Um, we're not going to go over the first question because we already talked about the two places that I showed you at the beginning. But what we will do is we're going to read a blog and we're going to take a look on the following questions. So we're going to see what is interesting about Dan's situation, who is he writing this blog for, and then what things in LA does Dan like and what doesn't he doesn't like, okay? So four things that we have to pay attention about what it's interesting about Dan's situation, who is he's writing this blog for, what are the things in LA that he likes, and what are the things that he doesn't like, okay? For this, I would need two people. No, three people. Three people, I would say. So I will let you know in a little bit what are you going to be reading. So Aaron, you will read from LA Update all the way to Concrete. And then, no, wait, LA and then Pollution. And then Claudia, you will read Concrete and Noise. And Wendy, you will read Crowds and Heat. Okay? So Aaron, you will start with LA and Pollution. And then the next two, it's going to be Claudia, and next to Wendy. I will start reading this first part and then you continue, okay, Aaron? So here we go. It says, I'm Dan. I just moved from Barrow, Alaska to Los Angeles, California for college. I'm a small town boy writing about big city life for students like me. Go for it.
I've been in my new city for 2 weeks now. Living in Los Angeles, it has been a really big change. Here are some things I never had to worry about it, Alaska. Pollution. There's so much traffic, and it makes the air so dirty. Plus, there's smoke in the air from factories. And since I arrived, there's been almost no wind, so the air is never really clean.
Concrete. Sometimes I see a few trees and a little grass here and there, but almost all of the land between buildings is concrete. Sometimes there is graffiti on the buildings too, which I don't like. Noise. I expected a lot of noise during the day, but I'm really surprised how much noise there is at night. In Alaska, there's almost none. Here, I wake up several times a night.
Growth. LA is a megacity more than 10 million people because it's so crowded. There is a very little space, but I love living close to so many people. There is stuff happening all the time. Heat. It's a lot hotter here than in Alaska. I actually like that, but I need to buy some cooler clothes.
Okay, excellent job. Thank you so much. So There's a lot of difference, right? We can see between LA and Alaska. Now, let's go ahead and go back to those questions that I mentioned at the beginning. What is interesting about Dan's situation? What's the interesting fact about what it is written on the blog? So what is it? Ismail.
The contrast of living in a megacity and living in a small town.
Like this contrast, right? Yes, very big, we would say. And then who is he writing his blog to? Next question. Who is he writing his blog for? Omar.
For other students?
Okay, so maybe other students, right? Other students in his same situation. Okay. Next question. What things in Los Angeles does Dan like? What are the things that he likes? And let me go back to the text so you can review it really fast. What are the things that he likes or what are the things that he doesn't like? Fernando.
Uh, he like he loved living close to so many people.
Okay, so one of the things can be that he likes living close to the people, all right? What else? Have Ismael.
He likes the heat.
He likes what, I'm sorry?
He likes the heat.
I'm so sorry, Ismael. I think I was losing connection. Could you repeat it just one more time?
He likes the weather, the heat weather.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So yes, he likes that it's warmer than in Alaska. And we can imagine, right? I don't know how people can live like all the way up in the north. I wouldn't be able to. I don't know. Okay, and what are the things that he doesn't like? What things he doesn't like? So let's go back. So what things are the things that he doesn't like? And we have Claudia.
The traffic and how there's a lot of noise.
The fake, right? Yes, the noise. He was so used to be like isolated and now he has to become more closer to those kind of things. So maybe all of the above, right? Everything that they mentioned about pollution, that there were not so many trees, that there was a lot of noise at all times, even at night, a crowd, graffiti, etc., etc. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Now, here we have some vocabulary that it's used for urban problems. So we have air, smoke, concrete, space, graffiti, traffic, land, traffic jam, noise, trash, and pollution, okay? Now, let's go ahead and complete the following text and then we will share the answers. So maybe I'll give you 3 minutes to decide what goes with what, and then we will share answers all together. All right? So 3 minutes. All right, let's go ahead and share the answers. The way that we're gonna do it is going all the way to the period. So maybe, for example, if there's a period but there are two words to fill out, just fill it out as long as you complete the sentence, okay? So let's do that way. Ismael, go for number one.
Cities are full of cars, so there's often traffic on the roads.
Okay, yes. And then next sentence, Aaron.
This often leads to a traffic, which means delays.
Okay, traffic jam. More specific. Yes, thank you. Next sentence, Claudia.
The cars cause pollution along with the smoke from factories, and dirty air is bad for health.
Yes, and we can see a lot of that here in our city, unfortunately. Thank you, Claudia. Next sentence, Omar.
You can also hear the noise of the traffic all over the city.
The noise, right? Yes. Next one, next sentence. Claudia?
Cities can be ugly too. Most of the land has high rise buildings and concrete sidewalks on it.
All right, Fernando?
And when people share the same space, they produce tons of garbage. Some people leave their. Okay, it's only garbage. Sorry.
If you can go ahead and do also 10.
Okay. Some people leave their trash on the street.
Excellent. Thank you, Fernando. And then last one, I think it was Omar. Do you want to do it?
Yes, teacher. Um, there is graffiti on some buildings, and even if it looks nice, business owners usually don't like it.
Excellent. Yeah, sometimes graffiti, it's kind of this art, but at the same time, well, not that acceptable, right? Depending on what they write. Obviously, if it's just a cholo sign or whatever, obviously it's not something beautiful. Okay, guys, thank you so much. So we have different words in our vocabulary for urban problems. What other vocabulary can you think about related to this or urban problems? What other words come to your mind? So what other words that can lead to urban problems? We have Omar.
Maybe another problem could be violence.
Yes, that's so true. Violence, right? Yes. What else? What other problems can we find in our urban areas? Okay, so murdering situations, right? Yes. Corruption, even. What else on the streets? So, well, we will basically leave it as that. What about the holes on the streets? I mean, this is a huge problem here in our city. So I think those can be some sort of problems that we have here around megacities. I won't say that Juarez, it's a megacity, but I feel that it still has the same problems as megacities have. So let's move on. Now, I want to talk to you about quantifiers. So let's talk a little bit about quantifiers. Does someone knows what a quantifier is? Or what comes to your mind when you hear the word quantifiers? David Navarrete.
Quantifier is a word to measure a thing because can be like non-countable things like water or grass or something like that, and quantifiers like apples or uh, balls, for example. For example.
Okay, yes, excellent job. So yeah, quantifiers are those things that we want to kind of know how much or how many are there of those. So here, what we want to focus on, or whenever we see the word quantifiers, it's knowing the amount or the number of things, right? However, just as David mentioned it, there can be countable and non-countable. So we use quantifiers when we want to give someone information about the number of something, how much, how many, depending whether they're countable or non-countable. So, for example, here we have this kind of chart here in which we have count nouns and non-count. So here it is telling us kind of the chilies right here. They are countable, right? You can count 1, 2, 3, etc. And the words that we can use as quantifiers are like a lot of, some, too many, a few, not many. So whenever we see the word many, it's because we are referring to countable things. On the other hand, we have non-count nouns, which are the things that we cannot count. We can measure them, but not count them individually, right? So how much rice? Rice, it cannot be countable, right? Because imagine yourself separating one by one and then counting everything. Well, it will be a lot. So that's why they are more like non-countable. And then we have a lot of, some, a little, not too much, or too much. So whenever we see the word much, it's because we know that it's for something that we cannot count, uncountable or non-countable nouns. One of the things I want for you to pay attention is that a lot of and the word some can be used for both, okay? Can be countable or non-countable. However, the difference is like a few with counts, a little with non-counts. Okay, and much. Obviously, much goes with non-counts and many with countable things. Let's go to the next part. One of the things that we need to take into account is that whenever we talk about a quantifier, it's because we're talking about a number, right? Things that we can count and put a number on. Or the amount, in which this case it's something that we cannot count. It's just a measure or an amount. So for example, with countable nouns, we use many, right? How many apples are there? 1 apple, 2 apples, etc. On the other hand, we know how much, things that we cannot count. It will go like in this example with milk. How much milk, right? We cannot grab a piece of milk from our gallon and then say, oh, this is 1 milk, this is 2 milk. Unless that you would say something like a gallon of milk, it's because you're specifying 1 gallon, right? Now you are counting physically the numbers, but milk by itself will be non-count. Any questions about anything, guys? Thumbs up it's if you understand it, if there's no questions. All right, a lot of hands. So let's continue. Now, we were talking about countable versus uncountable. So countable things are the things we can count with numbers, right? 3 bananas, 2 boards, 3 markers, etc. Now, with countable nouns, we would see that they can be singular or plural. We can have singular like only one thing, but still has a number on, which is there's an apple, right? Or plural, more than 2 things, 2 apples, 2 bananas, 2, etc. So countable nouns, we know that it can be singular or plural. Okay? Now, let's go ahead and do a small exercise. I'm gonna play an audio in which it's about like a casserole, I believe. I have taken this from intermediate level, so I don't know if you might be familiar with my audio, maybe yes, maybe not, but we will see it one more time just to make sure that this topic it's kind of it kind of makes sense, okay? So let's go ahead and listen to the audio. This audio, it's about count and non-count casserole, a recipe that they will mention a few ingredients in which you will be identifying which ingredients are countable and which ones are non-countable, okay? So let's pay attention, and at the end you share me with the countable and non-countable things.
Bread and ice cream, milk and cheese, eggs and lemons, beans and peas, side by side.
Where are the tomatoes?
Here they are.
And where's the cheese?
Here it is.
And how about the eggs? Where are the eggs?
Here they are. Don't drop them.
Don't worry.
Do you need anything else?
Yes, where's the milk?
It's right here.
Let me see. Oh, yes, is there any celery?
Yes. Here it is. What are you making?
Count, non-count casserole.
What?
Count, non-count casserole. It's a recipe in this new cookbook. Here, take a look.
It looks delicious.
It's healthy, too. It's full of nutritious nouns.
What else do you need?
I think I have everything else. Here are the onions. Here are the beans. Here's the salt. And here's the pepper.
So you have all the nouns you need?
I do. This count, non-count casserole is going to be great.
I can't wait to taste it.
All right. So let's see what things or what items, what ingredients do you have for countable and what ingredients do you have for non-countable? So what is it that you have, guys? Ismael.
I say both or only one?
You can say like one from each one if you prefer.
All right, for count nouns, I put tomatoes, and for non-counts, I put cheese.
All right, excellent. Thank you so much, Ismael. And then Aaron.
Non-countable, it mentions sauce, and countable, I heard tomatoes or onions.
Okay. Yeah, so salt for non-count and then onions. Tomatoes, they mention it, but also onions. Excellent. Anyone else that wants to add the ingredients for either category? Paola.
Countable eggs and not countable milk.
Excellent. Yes. So countable eggs, non-countable milk, right? Anything else that we're missing? Ismael?
For count nouns, beans, and for non-counts, celery and pepper.
Celery and pepper, right? And I think that's pretty much what we had for our recipe, right? A recipe for count and non-count uh, nouns. So also one of the things we have to be careful of, it's like the presentation of these ingredients, right? As I was telling you, maybe milk it by itself it's non-count, but if we say 1 gallon of milk, we will turn that into countable, right? Also cheese. Cheese by itself, it's non-count. However, if we say a bar of cheese, we make it a countable. Um, I don't know, beans. What comes to my mind, it's like if you cook the beans and then you smash them, obviously it's not going to be countable anymore because now it's all together. So in that way, it will turn into non-count, depending the situation. But at least for the ingredients itself, this is the way of separating that. All right, let's move on then. Now, going back to quantifiers, let's go back again to quantifiers. One of the things that I've already mentioned is that some and a lot of can be used with both countable and non-countable, okay? However, there are some words that are very exclusive for each category. Whenever we say a few, not many, too many, this can be only used with countable nouns. On the other hand, we have a little, not too much, or too much, which is exclusively only by all means with non-countable nouns. But some and a lot of can be used for both, all right? Let's keep on in mind, let's keep that in mind so we can be able to kind of identify, oh, if it says a few, well, that means that it's countable. Oh, if it says much, it's because it belongs to non-countable. So now, before making the rules, do we have questions? Questions about this countable, non-countable? Thumbs up if everything is clear. All right, sounds good. So we're gonna do a small exercise and in which I would like for you to take a look on the nouns, right? Always remember, depending on the context, it's the way we are going to be using or determining whether it's a countable or non-countable. So here is this exercise. In the meantime, what I will do is I'm going to take roll. So go ahead and fill out with the correct information, and I will be just taking rolled in this time, okay? Let's see. Do we have Yvette? Aaron?
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Paola, you are here. Samuel?
Present, teacher.
Thank you. Daniela?
Present.
Thank you. Jonathan?
Present.
Awesome. David Montañez? Iván Muruato? Armando?
Present.
Thank you. Octavio.
Here, teacher.
Thank you. Jasmine.
Present.
Perfect. David Navarrete.
Present.
Thank you. Claudia.
Here.
Perfect. Annelise. Pablo.
Present Annalise went to the bathroom. She she sent me a message.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. So, got it. And
Okay,
then
miss.
Pablo, you're here. Thank you. Alan.
Here, teacher.
Thank you. Wendy. Thank you. Omar.
Here, teacher.
Perfect. Ismael.
Sure.
Thank you. And Fernando.
Here, teacher.
Perfect. Okay, going back, do we have Yvette? David Montañez? And Iván Muruato?
I'm here, teacher.
Sorry, this is Yvette, right? Okay, Yvette. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so Iván Muruato, David Montañez. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and continue with this. So let's see. Who wants to do number 1? All right, Annalise. Yes, I got it. Thank you. Alan, go ahead and do number 1.
I eat a little chocolate every day.
A little, right? Okay, a little. Why? Well, because chocolate is non-count, right? Thank you. Next one, Ismael.
I don't have much time to cook.
Much, right? Time, it's non-countable. Thank you. Octavio, number 3.
I try to eat some fruits and vegetables every day.
I try to eat some, right? That could be used for both countable and non-countable. Thank you. Aaron, next one.
I like some spicy dishes, but I don't eat them every day.
Yes, excellent. Next one. Number 5. Armando.
Too much sweet things are bad for you.
Too many in this case. And I think this one, it's a good example. Thank you so much, Armando. I think this one, it's a very good example. Why? Because we know that we cannot measure sweet, right? We cannot say 1 sweet, 2 sweet, 3 sweet, not right. So the difference in this case is that you are using the word things, okay? In this case, things is the noun and things it's countable, right? Sweet is here, it's working as an adjective. So sweet things, it's meaning that the things that whatever they are sweet. So this is describing how the things are. That's why we have to put countable because things are can be countable. On the other hand, if you would have say too much sweet or it's bad for you, obviously there we would use much, right? Because sweet cannot be count. But since it's using it in combination with the word things, it automatically makes things the noun, and that's why it is countable. So always pay attention to the context, the way you are using it. Ask yourselves which is the actual noun, right? After knowing what the noun is, then you will ask yourselves where countable or non-countable. Then you can make a decision on whether use much or this works for you, the way to analyze for countable and non-countable, okay? And last one, number 6. Jasmine.
I know how to cook a lot of dishes because I love cooking.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Yes, yes, yes. All right, guys, good job. Let's go ahead and move forward. So here it's just like a summary of what we already discussed about the quantifiers, which ones goes with countable, which ones goes with non-counts. We can see that we can also add the word almost all of or almost no, almost none, etc. Those 3 words that we added, it's just for both. We can use it for both, okay? Only remember, many goes with countable and much goes with non-countable, as well as few with countable and little non-countable. So now let's go ahead and complete this rules. So rule number 1, who wants to complete it? Ismael.
With quantifiers like a few, several, and so many, use count nouns.
Excellent. Yes, thank you so much. Number 2, Claudia.
With quantifiers like a little, very little, and so much, use non-count nouns.
Thank you. So non-count. Little, so much, etc. Thank you. Number 3, Paola.
Some quantifiers like a lot of can be used with both count and non-count nouns.
Excellent. So remember, a lot of can be for both, right? Countable and non-countable. Excellent job. Let's move on then. Now, here we have a small exercise again. This is only about the urban problems. Some of them will have some quantifiers, some of them will not. But let's go ahead and complete the sentences. Also, if you feel like it is a sentence that it's very relevant for our city or for your own, just put a check mark on the box. If not, you can just leave it as in blank. I will give you 5 minutes for this activity and then we will share answers all together. All right, so let's go ahead and share answers. Number one, go ahead, Aaron.
I had several good meals on my last vacation.
Yes, maybe some countable, right? I forgot to mention that several, it's also for countable only. So yes, good job. Ismael,
I saw almost no traffic on my way home yesterday.
excellent. Thank you. In this case, we can use actually both. So thank you so much, Ismael. Octavio, next one.
My home has several large windows.
Perfect. Large, several, right? Again, we are counting, so windows will be the appropriate one. Thank you. Number four. What would number four be? Ismael.
I have already finished almost of my work for the week.
Excellent. And exercises can apply as well. So work for the week. Unfortunately, today is Monday, so maybe not the case for today. Thank you so much, Ismael. And last one, number five. Armando.
I am really busy this day. I have so little time off.
Excellent. So time, right? Days are countable, and so little goes with non-count. So that's why it is time, right? Thank you so much, Armando. And now, here we can see that there are some sentences kind of halfway. So what we're gonna do is complete them. However, we're gonna complete them for something that it's true in our city. You can say there are several parks, there are several something. I don't know. Think about your city. And I want for you to complete this four sentences in total and share them on the chat, and that will count as participation. So go ahead and start um, working on those sentences and then share them on the chat once you have them. Maybe I can give you 5 to 7 minutes and we will go to the next activity. So go for it. And obviously, if you have questions, I'm here um, to answer anything that you have. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and move on to the last activity. As you can see, I've been kind of putting some hearts on your participation. So that means that I have taken into account your participation, okay? Um, let's go ahead and continue with the last activity. So for this activity, and it's gonna be the last one that we will have for today, we're gonna have a class party, okay? I'm inviting you to this class party, guys. However, my only condition, I mean, I know that you guys are my friends and all that, but I need for you to bring me something to this party because if not, unfortunately, I won't let you in, okay? So you have to bring me something really good. If not, I won't let you join my party, okay? Okay, so what will you bring to this party? Well, you're going to bring your urban problem using quantifiers with countable or non-countable things, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, this is Luz. I'm gonna bring a garbage accumulation problem, and my sentence for this using a quantifier is there are a lot of flies in my garbage and in my neighbor's garbage too. So that takes me to join this party. But if not, we will see to what things can you bring for this party, okay? Uh, you're gonna have 5 minutes. Just think about one urban problem. You cannot choose the one that I have, okay? You have to choose a different one. Don't be cheaters. So think about something, make a sentence using a quantifier, and then in 5 minutes, I will start seeing who can join my party and who cannot, okay? So if you want to participate, it will count as double participation, okay? So in this case, if you participate to the party, it's gonna be 2 participations instead of 1, all right? So take 5 minutes and then we will start sharing our or your event problems, okay? Don't write them on the chat. It will be only over the mic, okay? So if you want to join this party, you will have to talk on the mic. If not, I will not count. So let's go ahead, take 5 minutes, and then we will begin. Okay, I see people that are already kind of excited to join the party. All right, so how about if we go ahead and start? So this is the class party, and you have to bring your sentences and your problem, your urban problem. So go ahead, Aaron.
Urban problem about a class party. Uh, One could be there will be not many parking for the cars because there will be a lot of cars in the street. In the street, maybe could be full. Could be how to say it, overloaded of many cars.
Okay, so a lot of many cars. I like those quantifiers. So you're in, Aaron. You can join this class party. Yay. Now let's go with David. Go ahead, David.
My urban problem is problems with the smoke. In the city, there's much smoke for the cars because anybody knows there's a lot of cars, like my teammate said before.
Okay, a lot of smog in the city. All right, David. So you're in also. Good job. Jonathan.
There are so much buildings that weren't finished. I mean, there are a lot of house projects at the streets which they didn't finish. I have a case. My uncle didn't finish his house in La Cuesta. He has little days off.
Okay. Okay. That's great. So yeah, there's a lot of one of the places that brought me into my attention was this place. I don't know if it was gonna be a hotel, but it's been ever since I was little that it's been left like that. And it's by the Plutarco Elias, and I forgot the name of the other street, but it's a building in front of Salón de Eventos called Amite. And it's this building that it's been there in construction for years. Obviously, they're not constructing there anymore. But yeah, a lot of places that they are not fully constructed or fully built. Okay, Jonathan, so you are in. Welcome to the party. Omar, go for it.
Okay, so my urban problem is violence, and my sentence is there has been a lot of violence in the recent years.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Omar. Especially I can recall that all the violence started like with feminicidios, and ever since then it's been a lot of whole new things coming up. Uh, Narcotráfico, pandillas, things like that has been very recent and very used here in our on nowadays. So excellent, Omar. Now you can join my party. All right, let's go with Ismael.
My urban problem it's COVID, and my sentence it's there are so much people without mask in the streets every day.
Okay, so instead of much, we can say many. There's a lot of many people in the streets without masks. And I mean, COVID, it's been for too long now. It's been almost, I don't know, 2 years. So people are still not conscious of how important it's to wear a mask. Okay, Ismael, that idea, I think it works for my party. So you can join my party as well.
Miss people it's countable.
Okay, too much people. Yes, I would say because if you have a group of 10 people, you will count obviously 10, right? So yeah, I think it's countable if I'm not mistaken.
All right, Mitch. Thank you. I think
Yeah.
the word it has countable. It's persons, but I think you're right.
Yeah, I would see it yeah, because think about always think about people as individuals, right? We cannot like cut the arm or things like that. That would be my guess. That's why people is but excellent. Excellent thing that you brought it. And I always think that we even with this we can start being aware. Maybe you can go to your house and see, oh, that may be countable, that it's non-countable. I even do it myself sometimes. So excellent, excellent job, Ismail. Thank you so much. And yes, you can join my party, Ismail. Definitely. Let's go with Claudia. We will have Claudia, then Jasmine, Armando, Alan, and we will finish with Octavio. Okay? So, Claudia, go ahead.
My urban problem is corruption from authorities. It is quite common to see corruption from policemen mostly. When they stop you like in the streets or something, they usually ask you like for money for them to let you go.
Okay, so yes, that's so true, especially with the transitos, right? Well, um with all police officers. I mean, they always want to get money from you. So, of course, Claudia, you can join my party then. Thank you. Jasmine.
My urban problem is graffiti on the walls. My sentence is there are many walls with graffiti in my neighborhood.
Okay, there are many. Excellent. All right, Jasmine. Of course, you can join my party. Thank you. And then we will have Armando.
My urban problem is graffiti, and my sentence is there is a lot of graffiti on the walls in the city, and the city looks ugly and neglected.
Excellent. Yeah. Graffiti, it's a huge problem. It is good when they do kind of this art in on the buildings, but when it's just like scratches and a cholo name or whatever, yeah, that doesn't look seem like very, very beautiful. So excellent, Armando. Yes, you can join my party. Alan.
Well, one of the problems that I see here in the city is that there are a lot of luminaries unjust. I need, I think that they need to repair. I mean, the government. But for example, here in my sector where I live, uh, we don't have public light since 2015.
That's been so long. Oh God.
Yes.
And yeah, yeah, I can. I mean, the other day I heard like in the movie of Batman that they call this city also the Gotham City because there's no lightning here. So yes, unfortunately that's how our city is. All
Yes.
right, Alan. Thank you so much. You can join my party as well. Let's go with
Teacher,
Octavio. Yes.
teacher. I yeah, sorry for interruption, but my connection lost and I I just came again. So yeah, I don't know if you can let me do my say my thing after Octavio.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, yeah, I'm going with Octavio and then, oh, I see Pablo and then Fernando. So it will go Octavio, then Pablo, then Fernando. So go ahead.
All right, so my urine problem is the tree draw, and my sentence is there are too many dry trees in my neighborhood. I think this was due to the extreme weather, this last month because it was snowy and windy.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, definitely another of our problems. Yes, yes, yes. All right, Octavio. So yes, of course you can join the party. And then Pablo.
Okay, Miss. My one problem was it's potholes in the streets, and the sentence is there are several potholes in the street near my house. Yesterday, my car got damaged for one of these annoying holes.
Yes, our city is full of those, right? I mean, and then they fix them and then they go back to the same thing. All right, of course, Pablo, you can join the party. So next one, we have Fernando.
Okay, I say disgusting graffitis. I specify that disgusting because art, like just say, there's like so beautiful art in the city, but my sentence is there are so many disgusting graffitis in my area.
Yes, yes, excellent, Fernando. So yeah, I mean, we can add some art here in our city, but let's make them prettier. Let's make them something that will give uh, a plus to the city, not something that it's just that cholo scratching right there that you didn't even know what does it say. So awesome. Yes, Fernando, you can join this party too. And then Samuel.
Problem roads destroyed. For example, there are many traffic problems. There are many potholes and filled paved roads.
Excellent. Yes, yes, yes. It is very common to see them, right? And especially here in the city, we are very familiarized with it. Okay, Samuel, thank you so much. Yes, you can join this party. So now that we have discussed about things to bring to this party, I think it's already time to leave. But don't forget, if you want to say something that you learned, please put it on the chat so we can dismiss the call. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget, if you want to add a comment on the chat, you can do so about today's class. So bye-bye, guys.
Bye, Miss.
See you,
Bye,
teacher.
Miss.
Thank
Have
you,
a nice
teacher.
day.
See you
Thank you,
tomorrow.
teacher.
Take
Goodbye,
care.
Bye.
teacher.
See you. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Bye-bye. You're welcome. See you tomorrow.